on Down the Road Productions. Oh, I've got two people. Go ahead and say hello. Let me hear from you. It's good to be here right now. Our Goldwing, the one behind me, is at Macomb Power Sports for the Bolt recall. Hopefully, I'll get it back this week. I just heard a horror story on Chris Caliente's channel. He's got a popular Goldwing channel, and I checked out his video. Uh, you got to be careful who works on your motorcycles. Um, it's like playing poker or roulette, and I don't expect that experience with Macomb Power Sports. It was a concern of mine uh, with so much of the bike having to be taken apart to get to this bolt, and I think I'll be okay. A channel friend had their Goldwing done at the same place, which is why I went to that place for this recall work. And with that, they tear the whole bike apart. The air cleaner on a Goldwing is down deep and it's really hard to get to. So I'm having my air cleaner replaced, and that has me pretty happy because air filter, my air filter is like 6 years old. It doesn't mean it's 6 years dirty, but I think after 6 years that air filter should be replaced. And kind of frustrating to be able to do it myself. At least it's getting done though. I don't think I have the patience to do an air cleaner on a Goldwing. Take apart the whole top of the bike and other areas. Kind of hard to do. So, Jamie, hey, Jamie, how are you from North Carolina? Was just talking to someone today who's got an internship in North Carolina, and they'll be there for a few months. How's it going in North Carolina? Do you ride, or do you have a forerunner? What's your um, uh, mode here? Oh, right, right. Teresa. Hi, Teresa. Definitely, a tariff will increase the price of something. So, one of my degrees is in economics, and I also studied international finance. And there hasn't been fair trade. So, what you'll see, my opinion, is countries will rush to negotiate with us because their market's here and they've been tariffing our products. So I think a lot of people know Harley Davidson sells literally no motorcycles in India because the tariff is so high, and it's not fair at that point. So there needs to be fair tariffs between countries, and it's never been done before. So expect some short term pain for a lot of gain. And we've had people that have negotiated really bad trade deals for 40, 50 years. So that's why you drive or ride your motorcycle across country and all you see is Dollar General stores and abandoned towns and buildings that used to have people in them. So hopefully this brings it all back. And better do it now versus 2 years into this new administration and try to do it. So I say some tough it out for just a short period, and you'll see everything bounce back in a very strong way in the name of fairness. And this has not been done before. And there have already been a lot of investments in this country from companies wanting to come back. So there will be great job creation. So we'll all benefit. And it's on TV quite a bit. And I'm only talking like I am because I have an economics degree, which never comes up on the channel. A lot of news media outlets are calling it a tax, etc. It's only on a specific item. And I think we can get through this, and I think our country will be better off. That's just me. So I don't know if you agree. And I see, hey Jamie, man, I love it. You have a 2024 4Runner TRD Pro. What color did you get? Well, Jamie tells me his color. Our last TRD Pro was in Voodoo Blue, and I bought that truck brand new for underground rock and roll. I checked out an underground truck last year. It wasn't a TRD Pro, but that's a great color, especially in the sun. Absolutely. Have you done any mods, Jamie, to your truck? So I like to work. Let's see. Hey, Nino, hello. Yeah, so uh, Stellantis threw the baby out with the bathwater, and someone from the Dodge family wanted to buy the company back. So let's celebrate the fact they did not destroy the Hemi tooling. A lot of companies, because a corporate write-off will destroy tooling. And yes, there's a very good chance that 5.7 liter V8 could come back in the Tundra and Sequoia. And there's a very good chance the 3.5 liter V6 can come back in the 4Runner. I was very perplexed. I talked about this 2 years ago. I just don't see why they didn't take the 4 liter V6 and put a 6-speed or 8-speed on it. That's all it needed. And maybe they could have freshened the body and the interior on the 4th gen and kept it going. Because to do what they did with a new frame and to share so much with the new Tacoma, and then to add $10,000 to $15,000 to the price across the board on a new 4Runner, people don't have it. I know I don't have it, but I don't want to pay $60,000 to $70,000 for a 4-cylinder 4Runner. I just can't do it. And the biggest enemy of, I actually worked on electric cars at General Motors for a bit. So the biggest enemy there is that battery packs are not all the same. They can come within 10% of each other, and they do catch fire, but water is the enemy of electric drive units. And I don't know what will happen if someone's got their hybrid 4Runner four-wheeling and they go through some water with it. Toyota's been very clear. They've released information when you go to your Toyota dealer, for example, you'll see on the wall what they consider hazardous driving. So they consider stop and go traffic now hazardous driving in some cases. But if you are off-road, I don't know if Toyota will even honor warranty. So you're kind of stuck with getting just the 4-cylinder and not the hybrid unit. And in my films, I've shown you guys how loud and rickety that 4-cylinder is, and the tailpipe sounds like a lawnmower. And for that kind of money, to have a completely plastic interior and share so much with the Tacoma, they would have done good to cut their prices or keep the prices the same. And I think it would have done really well. So I'm not a corporate shill channel, never want to be that. I want to be consumer driven. We are on your side, not to sound cliche. This is way too much money for what they're offering. And the way they get away with these prices over the last few years is through leasing. A lot of people don't realize is that when you lease a vehicle, they only lease vehicles at MSRP. They don't let you negotiate price on a vehicle. So no matter what your down payment is on a lease, it's going out the door at MSRP. You can negotiate a purchase. By law, you should be able to negotiate your purchase price first and then lease or buy. They don't let you do that at these dealerships. They use automated systems from the manufacturers, credit arms, and it's hard coded. MSRP is hard coded on these systems. And then leasing is preferred for profitability. They make so much money on leasing, and they can knock prices higher and higher and bury it in the lease payment at MSRP. And the other thing that they do is that shows their stockholders that they're selling vehicles at sticker price, and leasing is just renting. So my best advice is, and I've said this many times, never lease anything. If you can't afford to buy something, it's okay. Go out to bringatrailer.com. If our 4Runner or GX460 got nuked or blown up or something, I'd go to bringatrailer.com and buy a clean used 4Runner or Land Cruiser or something. I really would. You would be so shocked at what's on bringatrailer.com for $10,000 to $25,000. I'm talking amazing vehicles. So they also have the hyper expensive stuff too, but there's some really great diamonds in the rough, older pickup trucks and stuff that just weren't driven that go for 18, 12. It's just shocking, and people bid on them. Oh, well, I'm using the natural light in my office here, and I think how I point this affects that. I hope this looks better. Let me try this here. Hold on, guys. See if I can get that. How's that? You can see the office here, how that sunlight's coming through. I'll close the blind. There's one of my editing Macs. And there's the other. Well, let's see. There's the other Mac. All right, let me see what I can do here. All right. Let's see if that helps. I'll go like this right here. And what's behind me is an autograph lithograph from Billy Duffy. I've been able to meet with Billy Duffy, say hello to him, and he's a major guitar player out of Europe with a band called The Cult. But I've always been a big fan of his guitar work. All right, I'm back, guys. I hope this helps a bit here, and I've got my FJ40 shirt on. There you go. All right, hey, Laird I-58. Great to have you here. I'm glad I could fix that. Right, the 4-liter V6 is bulletproof, and updating it with a transmission that could help with fuel economy would have made sense. So the 8-speed automatic in the new 4Runner 6th gen, it kind of floats over those gears, and it's only geared for fuel economy. I don't trust it for heavy-duty applications at all. The 5-speed was fantastic, and the 6-speed and the GX460 are two of the best transmissions I've ever seen in my entire life. That being said, Ford does do a good 8-speed and 10-speed automatic. Ford vehicles are typically the best towing vehicles you can buy in terms of towing and how that truck tows. But back to Toyota, I'm just shocked they put a floaty 8-speed. I did not really criticize the transmission in my TRD Sport review. I wanted to. I think I said enough about the truck, and I wanted to be upbeat and positive as much as I could. So thing there is what a lot of people don't do is change their transmission fluid on their automatic transmissions. And if it says change it at 30,000, you should be doing it at 25 to 28,000 miles. As long as you keep the transmission fluid current in the 5th Gen 4Runner with the 4.0 liter V6, and you do the timing chain when they say to do it. We do our oil changes every 5,000 miles with the tire rotation, and we actually have to argue with the dealer because they want you to wait to 10,000. Do your oil changes at 5,000 miles, and stay ahead of the transmission fluid change and general maintenance. And you can put 500,000 miles on a 5th Gen 4Runner. I really feel that. So the V6 is going to go down as one of the best truck engines ever put into a truck. We start ours up. We have a 2022 TRD Off-Road Premium in Lunar Rock. I think you guys know that. And it's about 80% TRD Pro the way I have it right now. Thing is that it's smooth, quiet. It's got the base suspension on it, but it rides really well. I mean, it can put you to sleep. It rides so well. Michigan has a lot of really bad, tough roads. It's just really nice to drive and cruise around in it. And that V6 motor is fantastic. We also put the TRD cold air intake cleaner on the truck a couple years ago. I need to advocate for that. We got about a 1 to 1.5 mile increase in fuel mileage with that, but they're getting harder and harder to find. So if you guys do not have the TRD cold air intake for your 5th gen 4Runners, try to buy it now. Supplies are really low, and it does work all the way up through 2024. Our fuel economy, we get 21 on the highway to 22 with our sunroof closed. And just driving around, I get up to 19 average fuel economy, and we use 89 octane. So you know those fuel injectors in your motor, doesn't matter what motor we're talking about, 87 octane fuel is a lower quality. This is why we continue to put premium in our Lexus GX 450. You get a hotter spark, a better burn in your cylinder head with 89 or 91 or 93 octane fuel. So I don't run premium in the 4Runner. We use 89 octane. And I just think between that and the cold air intake filter, we got a fuel mileage increase. Hey, Jamie. So break-in oil change at 1,000, good move. There are, it doesn't matter who makes the vehicle. Just real quick, I hope I don't sound wrong. I've worked for GM, Nissan, and Volkswagen, major automotive companies, TRW Group, Tier 1 supplier, and BASF Automotive Coating Systems. And I've worked with a lot of engineers and done engineering projects. So what a lot of people don't realize, it doesn't matter who makes it, even Rolls-Royce. There are microscopic oil shavings in any motor that comes up off the line. There's a magnet in the oil pan, sometimes in the oil filter, to collect this stuff. So doing an oil change in anything new is a great move. It gets those microscopic shavings out of your motor oil. The next thing, using OW20 in the 4Runner is fine. I haven't really changed the brand of oil yet. Let's see here. Okay, so you're gonna change tomorrow if you're doing your own oil change. The other thing I wanted to say to you guys, there's aftermarket metal oil canisters you can get for the 5th gen 4Runner. Don't do that. Just use the stock Toyota part. These other parts are made in China. They're not up to spec. They might look like they're up to spec. They look like they might fit, but they often crack. So make sure if you ever change that canister, because the canister comes off and it's like a paper filler element, just make sure we're not changing ours. We're leaving it Toyota. So don't ever get rid of that, is what I'm saying. It's in no danger of being damaged at all. But if the aftermarket oil filter casing for the 4Runner, there have been issues with them, either the metal ones or the plastic ones that are available that are not Toyota official. Yeah, you have to take your oil pan off too. Not your oil pan, your skid plate. We've got the TRD skid plate on the front of ours. And yeah, leasing is a scam. So, I drove a 2003, after selling my TRD Pro Voodoo Blue, my 2018 or 2019, I can't remember right now, TRD Pro and Voodoo Blue. I went back to driving an Acura I restored, and I drove that for 3 or 4 years till I could get back into a new truck. And I was able to save up during that time or go into it with a good down payment, so I didn't have a big payment monthly, and I used a credit union. So there's a lot of pressure on people to have a new car. I get it, and buying a new car or truck is really an accomplishment, something to be proud of. But seriously, if you can't afford it, it's okay to wait, because who cares what anyone thinks of what you drive, right? And I was lucky; I still drove a nice car, but it was old. I mean, when I sold it, it was 22 years old when I sold it, but I got good money for it. Thing is that waiting until you can afford something is a discipline move, and taking the being emotional out of a purchase. You can't be emotional on these purchases when you go in like, I really want a 4Runner, I really want a 4Runner. And, if they see that, they'll just, take advantage of you. So, buying a car, walking into any dealership is hard because they want to make as much money as possible and put as much money back into the deal. So there are ways to avoid that by paying with a cashier's check and avoiding the F&I department. But yes, leasing is a scam because they only lease at MSRP. It allows automakers to report good to their shareholders. and it's just renting. And a lot of people who lease cars and trucks don't take care of them. They figure it's a lease, they'll get rid of it in 2 or 3 years. So they don't change the oil, they don't do the general maintenance because it's a lease vehicle, and you never want to buy a vehicle off lease. I mean, it's a really dicey world out there, and all these used car lots are loaded with CVT lease, CVT transmission lease vehicles, for example. And if you want to buy anything, do your research. Go on YouTube, see what they, because YouTube is like the gold standard for me. Because if someone like buys the new Tundra and that 3.4 liter V6 goes bad, they're going to post a video, or someone's going to pick it up from the forum and do a big video about it. And it's really bad. A lot of people don't realize, like, when the Tundra came out, it had a 3.5 liter V6. Toyota immediately realized that that motor wasn't working with the twin turbos, and behind the scenes, they went to their older 3.4 liter block. Now, that's a big scandal, and then they end up blaming metal shavings. That's crazy. Nobody makes the vehicle better than Toyota. Nobody other than Toyota should know how to make a vehicle and powertrain. They should be number one next to Honda when it comes to stuff like that, including BMW too, for that matter. And I'm shocked at what they're passing off to the public. And the other big thing is that with almost 90% of the vehicles sold in this country or moved being lease vehicles, it creates this glut of overpriced used cars everywhere, which is why I keep telling people, go to bringatrailer.com, get their daily updates, and just watch some of the vehicles that come in. I've already seen a pickup or two I wanted to buy. I saw a great Land Cruiser a couple of years ago. I encouraged a coworker to buy. You get these, bringatrailer.com, and I don't work for them, okay, but I believe in this site. I learned about it through Jay Leno. Bringatrailer.com is the number one site for buying a used car because they only allow meticulous cars and trucks on that site. You're going to get photographs galore, and just check it out, because when vehicles are $70,000 for a new TRD Pro 4Runner or more than that, go to bringatrailer.com and buy something really kick butt for 20 and pay it off quicker. They offer financing, and they'll ship it right to your house. And if anything happened, I'll say it again. Hope nothing does. If our 4Runner got wiped out, right, I would definitely go to bringatrailer.com. There's not a single new vehicle that I would buy today. And I'm getting ready to do a video on the Land Cruiser again, because you can get the Land Cruiser for the same price as the 4Runner. So you can get a $58,000, $59,000 Land Cruiser. I like the Land Cruiser better than the 4Runner. I don't want either one. So, what's going on at Toyota? They're trying to cash in on TRD and TRD Pro, and I think they diminished the Land Cruiser branding completely. If I won the lottery, I would buy me a 2021 Land Cruiser with a V8. Somewhere out there's got to be one in mint condition. Immediately would buy one of those, and I'd have it here in our home. That's probably the most amazing truck ever made, was that 2021 Toyota Land Cruiser, and they're so rare. And let's see, YouTube University, Nino Snooze, hello. Hey, Jojo, thanks on my house. So I'll tell you guys what happened. I left my most recent job last year, and my health insurance interrupted, and my diabetes went untreated there all the way into January, and my numbers got so bad. It was really bad. They wanted me to go to ER. But, some of my videos, I took a lot of hits for not maybe being too energetic. You can hear now I'm Healthy Terry. But, I don't go for sympathy. I saw on YouTube once a popular channel, the guy's dog died, and he was cashing in. He was crying. He was going live like this, crying about his dog dying, and people were just sending him money hand over fist. I don't like to ask for money. I didn't want to pull a stunt like that. Hey, it's all about me. My health is bad. Send me money. Feel sorry for me. I don't want anyone to feel sorry for me. Teresa saved my life on this one. She got me on the right path. And then it took almost my entire life, but I found a great doctor. And I'm her very first. She's right out of medical school, but I'm her very first diabetic patient, and she's doing great work with me. All my numbers are good, and I'll show you guys this right here. You can see it right there. So I've got the Dexcom going, and I'm losing weight. I was 212 pounds just the other day. I'm trying to get to 200 by my birthday. And yeah, I can actually like go, hey, I'm here. I'm here. And, I do love you guys that stuck with me. YouTube is a lot like high school. And I'm not trying to run a popularity contest, but I am honest with my stuff. And JoJo, I appreciate that. And I love Underground JoJo. And Tim Gibson, how are you? Oh, Jamie, what kind of rims did you get? I've got TRD. I think you've seen pictures of mine on YouTube, but I've got the stock TRD Pro rims on mine. What'd you do for rims, Jamie? Well, while Jamie's coming with an answer there, I've kept my stock tires on my TRD Off-Road Premium, my 2022. But when I changed those out, I'm going with raised white letter Mickey Thompson off-road tires. I saw a Lunar Rock 4Runner last year in northern Michigan with those tires on the truck, and it looks really good. Raised, the white lettering says Mickey Thompson, and it just looks really, really good. Hey, Tim, let me see what else we got going here. Hey, Bobby, let me go back to you. Do you use an oil catch can in the fit gen? I have one, and you would be surprised how much it gets. I know the port injection cleans it, but just didn't want it in my intake. So I am notorious for recommending oil catch cans on turbo motors. I have not put an oil catch can on my 5th gen 4Runner. We change our oil every 5,000 miles. But that's interesting. Can you tell me what brand of catch can you put on your 4Runner? Because I will check it out. There's definitely good. Here's another big thing between the 5th gen and 6th gen 4Runner. You can open the hood on a 5th gen and you've got real estate to put stuff on, accessories and things. You open the hood on a 6th gen 4Runner, it's just all 4-cylinder with hoses and wiring everywhere. But yeah, I agree with you, Bobby. They run the plastic tube right up to the head of the motor through the PCV valve. And you're right, gunk comes up through there. So turbos break down oil viscosity quicker than non-turbo motors do. So right, if you bought the 6th gen turbo, for example, you'd want to change your oil every 3,000 miles, 3,000 miles at the most, and then work on getting an oil catch can. A lot of Bronco owners put oil catch cans on their EcoBoost motors. Again, Jamie, don't do the metal canister. They do crack. They do, and they crack from old age. And I wouldn't take that chance. The stock Toyota canister is totally fine. I don't believe you'll ever have a problem with that. Oh yeah, and Leard, I answered that for tires for me. I know everyone goes with BF Goodrich and all that good stuff, but I'm going with the Mickey Thompson. They're a great price too. Just Google Mickey Thompson tires for a 5th gen 4Runner. TireRack.com has them, and then walk into like Bell Tire or Discount Tire with the TireRack.com price and have them order it. You might have to wait a day or two. I know Bell Tire does, if you have Bell Tire where you're at, for example, Bell Tire does carry the Mickey Thompson line, but they're a specialty tire. Yeah, back to Jamie, the 4-liter V6 is bulletproof. Yep. Let's see. I want to go back to the V8 issue. I've heard rumors. I can't verify them yet, but I do really feel that 5.7-liter V8's coming back to the Tundra and Sequoia. And what I want to say there too is that contractors that use their pickup trucks for work to make a living is a great example, or people that tow, they want V8s, right? They don't want a hybrid unit putting up these huge power numbers. right now when you tow with a Tacoma or Tundra or Sequoia, that turbo's on 24/7. Nobody wants to pay for turbo replacement bills. Contractors love a good, steady, reliable V8 motor in a pickup truck. So, I think Toyota is a good example. Stellantis is another good example of going over the top and too far, throwing away their cash cow and being too drastic with their engineering changes. And, I really do think Toyota USA ran rogue on Toyota Japan completely with their recent product offerings. I know a lot of people from GM have gone to Toyota USA to work and things like that. Just my own opinion, I think the Tundra and Taco and even the Sequoia, they look like GM products to me, especially from a distance. And that's not right. That's just totally not right. Oh, Teresa's asking about the availability of the Forerunner. I don't know. I just know they're having a hard time selling them. Uh, you know, they'll get some people that walk in and pay the price, but it won't be like it was before. And let's see here. Let's see. What's up at YouTube University? You know, Bobby, JLT Performance, got it. Can you tell me more about that, Bobby? Yeah, I do. Obviously I am a Christian. I don't talk about my religion or politics very much, but um, you know, I'm pretty much family oriented, and I love, when I meet someone who's hardworking, I don't care who they are. My respect meter goes off the charts. I'm a U.S. Air Force veteran, and I started this channel during COVID, and I just stuck with it. And I wouldn't be where I'm at right now without great folks like you guys supporting me. So the whole DEI woke initiative, companies like BlackRock, right, bought shares in all these companies like Toyota, and they insisted these DEI global warming policies be institutionalized at all these companies. No, I don't think anyone really believes in global warming. The Earth's climate is always changing, and we're foolish to think we can manage the climate, or that overpopulation's the problem. Now, obviously, I believe in a clean environment, and we should, pollution's a problem, things like that. But no, I don't think the cultural Japanese believe in global warming, but I do think with companies like BlackRock out there, they were kind of forced into a lot of this. But I think that pendulum's going the other way. What shocks me is that I've been around product planning at General Motors, and they're looking out 4 years, 6 years. And what shocks me is that they thought whatever happened 4 years ago would continue. They don't go, what are the chances there'll be an administration change? Should we not be so aggressive in doing certain things? And there are a lot of companies that invested in things that wish they hadn't. So I really wonder about their long-term planning when they've sunk millions of dollars in investments that are for nothing now. Okay, so Bobby, I am going to look into the J&L oil separator. I appreciate that. Oh, right, Jojo. I know about the AC overflow, uh, flowing onto the frame. So my truck sits a lot. I got to get to that and do that one too. Thanks for reminding me. I thought about this last year. So, when the weather gets good, I do a lot of riding. My motorcycles get great gas mileage, but you're right, Jojo. I don't want it to rust where that frame is. And I have another great tip for you guys. So I bought that fluid phlegm, and I thought I was buying clear, and they sent me like 8 or 10 cans of black fluid phlegm. If you guys are going to undercoat your Forerunners, make sure you order clear fluid phlegm. I messed that up big time, because once you get it, Amazon won't take it back because it's a flammable substance, so you can't return it. You're kind of stuck with it. But I have a whole case of black fluid phlegm in my garage. But yeah, I was thinking about where the AC flows out onto the frame, spraying it with fluid phlegm there too as well. Okay, the Falcon AT4, I've heard about them being good on the highway. Have you had, Jojo, a fuel mileage hit though with the Falcon AT4, or has your fuel economy been the same? And I'll just put it out there. Make sure you run 89 octane. Okay, I got it. Yeah, I'll look into that. $169 is a good price in real time terms. Let's see what we have else here. Oh boy, let's see. Yeah, I mean, I'm so glad I'm doing this live session. I got to do the AC running onto the frame. I'll make a video on that, and the oil catch can, I think I'll do some research on, and definitely, want to keep both our GX460 and 4Runner on the road as much as possible. They're long-term vehicles for us. Let's see, I'm just checking some of the, yeah, right, the BFG KO3s are a super good tire too. Yeah, right, way axle. I always misspell way axle, but they use it up on the northern East Coast. People get it done yearly, which surprises me. I think one treatment should last quite a bit. The biggest thing I know about way axle is you can buy the kit and do it yourself and just get up underneath there and do all that yourself. But way axle, yes, I'm a big advocate of. Yep, yep. So the other thing about Fitch and 4Runners is that I think in 2021 they updated the frame. There were frame rust issues, but I think I think it was 2020 because my 2019 TRD Pro had a film coating from the factory all over the frame. So they updated the frame for better rust protection after 2020 or 2019. Well, okay, so you're right, Jamie. It might look good, but you're basically spraying black over everything, and everything's going to be black underneath there. And I just, it can be black if you want it to be black. For me, clear's a better option. Uh, but you're right, it can be black. Definitely around the rear axle and stuff. I lost, I traded in my 2012 Trail Teams FJ Cruiser. It was all red limited edition because I drove it on the beach in Daytona Beach down in Florida, and I went through a puddle of water or two, and the whole bottom of the truck started rusting out. So this is how I got my first 4Runner, a 2012 in Florida, and because I had rust underneath the truck, and I couldn't deal with it. Okay, so you're losing about 1 mile per gallon. So hey, Jojo, get the TRD cold air intake filter. If you don't have that yet, you're going to get that mile back, guaranteed. And if you're only running 87, give 89 octane a try. I think you'll get that mile back. I really, really do. But those are great mods. Let's see. Yeah, if you're talking, Jojo, about Vikings Garage, he's got a great channel. I like that channel a lot. He does a lot of good stuff, educational stuff. That's why I don't do too many. Well, actually, if I'm going to do it to the 4Runner, I've got the remote start kit. I still need to put that in. So I'll do a video around the remote start. Cool thing with the remote start kit, it lets you keep your factory key fob. And if you ever do trade in or sell your vehicle, having remote start ups the price better than not having remote start. Yeah, we did warn people quite a bit that the 4Runners would be gone, and to get one, the last 12 or so months they offered that truck in this country. It's a shame it's gone because they don't make them like they used to. That is for sure, for sure, for sure. Okay, just checking my messages. Yeah, Underground's a great color. Love North Carolina. We do. Yeah, motorcycle sales aren't that great now, Teresa. Uh, two dealerships have closed by me. The Honda dealership I got my Goldwing from is closed permanently, and the Triumph dealership near me where I got my Triumph motorcycle from is closed permanently. Motorcycles are luxury items, and when interest rates go up and the cost of living, people can't afford them. So motorcycles and snowmobiles usually take the hit first. Hey, Bobby, did you buy that on Amazon, by the way? If you can let everyone know. Okay. Yeah, I'm really, really flattered to have your company here tonight. I mean that. I really do. Uh, you know, and if I help one person on YouTube, I feel good about that too. And I think I've helped a few people. Um, it's hard to put yourself out there in YouTube. I can tell you that right now. I am my own worst critic. And I tell people quite a bit, be careful who you listen to on YouTube. No one's an expert. I'm not an expert, but I do have an automotive background. I've worked for these companies, but uh, you know, um, you know, I am suspect of people that don't have that experience presenting themselves as subject matter experts. I scratch my head. So always filter, whether it's me, filter me all you want, and uh, ask me questions, but filter anything you see on YouTube. Especially when it comes to what's good, what's bad, and what you should do, type of thing. But I feel pretty confident that Fifth Gen 4Runners, the GX460, the old school Toyota vehicles are worth their weight in gold because they last quite a long time, and vehicle pricing has been ridiculous. All right, I've been going 42 minutes. Let's see who else, if anyone new has joined. Yeah. All right, guys, I think what I'm going to do, yeah, Jojo, you're very welcome. I think I'm going to wrap this up now. I'll just wait another minute or two for any questions, and can show you guys some of my. Here's my Sony ZV-1 that makes a really great 4K. My last couple of videos have been with the Sony uh, ZV-1. I carry a GoPro 13 with me because it's got a built-in stabilizer. This Sony ZV-1 really doesn't have a built-in stabilizer, but the GoPro 13, I do still use it because of that built-in stabilizer. And it cuts good videos too, but the ZV-1's better. And then I don't do a lot of podcasting. You can see the podcasting stuff right here. And you can see here's our Canon. Let me do that. There it is. I didn't want to pull my desk apart, and a bunch of camera stuff here. Over here, gimbal, bunch of stuff down here, another camera back there. So, just getting cameras up and running for video, and then the editing, I won't complain because I'm able to establish a relationship with folks like you guys on this live session. So I feel blessed. I do. And after the last year I had, scary enough. So, yep, that's right. I agree with you, Jamie. Let me flip this on here. There we go. Okay. Right like that. There you go. So this is where I sit and edit, guys. I almost was going to do it from the garage, but I'm missing a motorcycle. Teresa's got her vehicle parked there. Hey, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. I thank you so much for joining me. We appreciate you, honestly. You guys on this live chat, if you want to ask me any questions about how to correctly purchase a new vehicle, things like that, or what you're doing on a mechanical side, I'm happy to answer them for you. I know there's a lot of material already on YouTube, but I'm totally accessible. And you guys have a great Sunday, and I'll close this live session. And I am going to start going live once to twice a week. I'll go live again next Sunday for sure. And I'll start doing this twice a week because I really enjoy these conversations. And thank you for the comment, Jamie. I'm flattered. Okay, guys, you take care, and we salute you. And I do care a lot. We are on your side sincerely, and I'm glad you're all doing good. And congratulations if you've got a 5th Gen 4Runner, and congratulations if you skip buying new right now and check out bringatrailer.com. And you can thank Jay Leno for that because he taught me. All right, guys, take care. Have a nice night, and thank you for being here.